Thank you, Grace of Heaven, Virtues of Masters, Grand Predecessor, what are we talking about? Predecessors and all transmitters for giving me this opportunity to learn to speak in this class today on Grand Predecessor. Right. Is that a picture of him? Is that a picture of him? Okay, yeah, I was yeah, so on the screen is a picture of Grand Predecessor, and he obviously wears glasses and all that. He was a regular human being, and then he cultivated Tao, and then when he passed away, he finally turned into like a heavenly being, sort of like a kind of like a Buddha, right? Okay, so so as a saintly emperor, sorry. So he is also known as the Grand Elder, and his last name was Han, and his given name was Enrong. I think I'm saying that right. And yeah, and then he later had another name called uh, Jieqing or something like that. Yeah. Okay. He was later known as Bai Sui Laoren during the last few years of his life, and his hometown was in Panzhuang in the county of Ninghe in the province of Hebei in China. And he was born on March 22nd of the Chinese lunar calendar in 1901 when China was invaded by the Eight Nation Alliance. So basically, the Eight Nation Alliance was an international coalition set up in response to the Boxer Rebellion, with nations like Japan and Russia joining. And the Eight Nation Alliance basically were Western nations that were determined to open China up to foreign influence, even though China said no. And so then obviously he was born in a time of great turmoil and unrest, so everything was really uncertain during that time. And so then his mother took him to take refuge at the home of his maternal grandfather. And so then he grew up in the industrial business and for many years and became a general manager, a factory director, and a designer of textile dyeing factories. So he was a very big, like powerful, prestigious figure. And then this is it's kind of ironic, but he led such an easy life that he became ill in 1938, and he found out that he had contracted third stage lung disease, and doctors are not able to cure him since medicine was not that advanced in 1901 or 1900s. And so then, fortunately, he encountered a Chinese doctor named uh, Sun Lan Fong. Yeah. Who introduced him to the Tao. And so then the doctor suggested Grand Elder to receive the Tao, so he did. And then he started to immerse himself in the ways of Tao and the principles of Tao. And so he was later saved because he had cancer. He was later saved by holy teacher Jigong Buddha, because Jigong Buddha like saw his potential and knew that he could do a lot if he could have like the rest of the years of his life. And so he recovered naturally from the disease. And because of this, he had a revelation. He was touched by a holy teacher's help. So then he vowed to dedicate his life to follow the patriarch and the matriarch and to propagate Tao wherever he went. And so then Elder Han worked really hard and became a transmitting master in 1941. And then he propagated Tao to Taiwan and underwent many trials and tribulations. He went to jail a lot of times because it really wasn't easy to open up to people about this whole new concept of Tao and like all these new principles. So it was really hard for him to set roots there, but he did it anyway. And so, nevertheless, Elder Han moved heaven and everyone with his sincerity, and that was widely spread to countries all over the world. And since 1979, Elder Han traveled personally to Japan, the United States, Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand, Hong Kong, and many more countries. He passed away on January 26th in 1995, and at first he declined humbly a heavenly title, but in 2005, when Elder Han was first conveyed through mediums, through channeling, that his heavenly title was Bai Sui Sen Di. Right. And so then he encouraged people to begin cultivating heaven's way by cultivating the human way and by kind of learning and reciting the 100 verses of filial piety, and he promoted, and he wrote this, and then he promoted it, and now it has been widely spread around everywhere. And so then he encouraged the practice of filial piety, which is just utmost respect and devotion to one's parents. And now kids here read 100 verses, which just shows how influential he is even today, 100 years from 1900, or yeah. Sorry, that was really awkward. Just like a long time ago he made this, and now it's still influential, so this just shows his power. And he was a model of a true Confucian, which earned him the reputation of being a modern-day Confucius or a master Confucius of the time. Yeah, and he was a man of great determination and willpower, and who helped plant the roots of Taoism in many places, and he started in Taiwan, and it kind of spread from there. And so then this tale of his life story kind of shows how even though people can be really wealthy and prestigious and have a lot of money, in the end, money is important, but it's not as important. Um, and it shows just that without having morals or having like principles to guide yourself on your path of life, that you really aren't living to your true potential, and that you can do a lot more than just earn money and be like this high-ranking member of society. And he especially relates to me because my mom always talks about him, and when I was little, she always made me recite by Xiaojing with the 100 verses of filial piety, and then it got like really annoying, but then sorry, but yeah, it got like really annoying, but then now I realize, like at like age 17, that it's actually really important, and that it actually teaches a lot if you like look deeper into the meaning and actually like find out what each phrase means, because it is literally 100 phrases of filial piety. So it just shows how to respect your parents with utmost devotion, and just shows how to live your life and live it to the fullest potential, and kind of, put emphasis on what really matters. And so then because of this, I am actually really grateful for Grand Predecessor and what he has actually done, because now in Taiwan, Tao is such a huge principle, such a huge concept, right? And then we have such a big temple there, so I'm just really glad that he kind of started the ball rolling for, the propagation of Tao. Yeah. Yeah. Thanks. Does anyone have a question? Yeah.
What's your aspiration for life?
Okay. I just kind of want to kind of be like him and live. Like, obviously, I'm not like a high-ranking member of society yet, but I want to kind of have the principles that he had in mind and propagate Tao and just tell my friends about it, and also embody the principles of Tao in my life. And since I'm going to be moving away from home soon, I'm hoping I can truly be independent and truly like embrace all these principles and use them in my daily life. So maybe I can, succeed in life. Yeah.
And make sure you fulfill all the 100 filial.
Yeah, and that too. That's really hard. But I'm going to try. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I actually have more of a comment than
Yeah.
a question. I would like to say that was a very interesting story.
Thank you.
It's like it's very inspirational.
Yeah.
A little bit more.
Yeah, thank you.
She
Yeah,
inspired you to come every week now, right?
yeah, story's really inspirational.
Where are you going to move to?
I'm hoping I can get into a college or like an honors program in the city. So maybe like I can commute here like every Sunday like my sister does. So I'm really hoping. Yeah.
At least she won't leave us.
Yeah, I don't want to leave. So, I just want to stay here.
We want you to stay.
Yeah.
Same. So do you plan to ferry a lot of people to the Tao?
Yeah, I want to. Yeah, I've already told a lot of my friends about it. Like, oh, it's really interesting, but like, since they're like kind of like not old enough, their like parents need their parents' permission, so it's kind of hard that way. But like a lot of my friends are interested, and I've been telling them a lot. So I'm just happy that they're like
So
really
let
open.
them grow up a little bit.
Yeah,
They don't need
yeah,
permission.
yeah, exactly. Mhm. Yeah. Do you have a question? Thank you.
The 100 filial piety, they're verses or?
Yeah, they're like
Yeah,
lines.
we have it in English. Yeah, we have it in English. Ty can print you a copy later.
And what age were you when you began? Do you remember?
Oh,
And how
well,
many in the beginning?
I began. You mean like coming to temple or?
No, memorize it.
Oh, memorize.
Yeah,
Oh,
learning.
oh God. I started around like 6 or 7. Like, yeah. We were really young. Like first, second,
Yeah,
third
they're
grade.
raised in the temple.
Yeah.
So every week they have to learn about it.
Yeah, it was nonstop. Yeah.
It's nice to see you all grown up.
Yeah.
College already, huh?
Yeah. Do you know them in both languages?
Yeah. Well, yeah, in Chinese and English meanings. Yeah.
You remember that in your lifetime. And then predecessor. Right now, he become the he can channel through in the demo class directly, talk to all of us. I think in Asia, in the demo class, he channel in and talk to the demo class.
Oh,
The
okay.
way remember when he get old, when he was old 95, the way he walked.
Yeah, he looks just like that.
He walked the street tenant. He walked with them. She walked the same way.
Yeah.
I know some of you saw it before, right?
I
so it's interesting. Just general direct to all of us in summer class. Pretty high level.